This recording is specific to the STAT 2040 and 2050 classes at UVU taught by me, Dr. Kidd. This is in relation to the data project assignment, particularly the first one, and getting R set up initially. Now there is the page within the class that will help you install R in RStudio on your own computer if you desire to do so, or to direct you to the posit.cloud website if you wish to use the online version. Once you have installed R and RStudio, there are a few things we need to do for this first assignment, and I want to give you a little bit of a introduction to it and step you through a few of these items, as this tends to be the first hurdle we need for the class. Additionally, there are steps that must be taken in this assignment that, if taken correctly in this assignment, will make things much smoother for the remainder of the semester. So, as we are looking at this assignment and assuming that we have our studio installed and working, then there are a few things we need to do. The first item is we need to have this Excel file here downloaded, as well as this R file, or code file here. You should be able to click the download button next to each of those. Now, once you have these downloaded, and I'm going to download another copy so I can show you a few items, we're going to put this in my downloads folder. If I haven't mentioned it to your class or others, I typically recommend putting this in some other folder that is more likely to be untouched throughout the semester, but we have these items here. So we're going to save this item in our downloads folder, and we can do so with the intro.r. That one I'm going to use a copy I already have. Once those two items are downloaded, the first item that we need to do, if you are using this on your own machine, is open up RStudio and get this file open. So we can see this right here, this intro.r. This is the first thing that we need to have for this assignment. Now as you open it up, it will look just like this. Now there are some items here. Notice that we have this a little darker this time. For my own work, I prefer dark mode, but yours may be white. You may have this screen up here at the top. But as we have this open, there are a few items that I'm hopeful that you'll read through so you can see some instructions. The first thing that needs to be done is you need to install a package. Now, packages in R are additional bits of information that will help R know how to do additional things. R likes to do the very base things that it needs to unless told otherwise. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can highlight this portion of the code here and then come up and click Run, or if you open this up, and you may get a banner across the top right under here that says the package readxl needs to be installed. If that happens, then you can go ahead and click the install button in that case. Now once you have highlighted this and run it, you may get some results. You may get something that says, oh, we need to run this again, we need to do things along these lines. And so if that happens, that's fine. You're going to get some installation that happens here. You're going to get some things that pop up. It may take longer than this if it has to install additional things, but since I already have this on my computer, we're not going to have it this time. Now the next thing, and this is the big one, you need to change this line. Now for those that are more familiar with coding or R, or if you talk to somebody else, if they say anything about changing the workspace, please do not do that, or the workspace directory. I have things set up for this class specifically so that if we change just this one line here, you'll be able to use this one line in all future assignments, and everything should continue, should work well. But you will need to move or change this line. Well, what is this line right here? This is the address of that Excel file wherever it is on your computer. Now, if you're on a Mac, then you need to figure out where that was. We knew it was in our downloads folder. So I'm going to open this up. You can see all the other fun things I've had to download and look at recently. But we're going to pull this up and say, okay, this is the file we want. On a Mac, you can right-click this. If you hold the Option key, you'll get this thing that pops up here, copy blah, 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 as path name. And if you click that, then you can come in here, paste this, and paste what you just had, and you'll notice that this is really long. You need, if you do it this way, to actually come and delete everything after this last slash. The reason being is we want just the folder where the file is located, not the file itself. As another quick thing, sometimes when you download this item, you may get a different name. If you've downloaded it twice, you might have something that happens there. Check and make sure that everything here after this slash matches this line right here. In fact, if you highlight this line here, R will give you this very faint box around this up here. So make sure that those match before you delete this. All right, so I'm going to delete that there. Now, once you've done this, you should be good for the rest of the semester. And I will say, this again, this was Mac. For Windows, you can navigate to the folder where that item is located, and you can right-click and hit Properties, and then you'll get a pathway directory you can see there. It's usually the form C:/, and then it'll take it through a few things there. Or you can click up in the top window, and you can highlight that and copy that directory there. Now, the one big thing is when you do this in Windows, this pathway, instead of having all these slashes this direction, they're all going to be face the other way. Now, if you ever have something like this and you try to run it in R, you're going to get this error. /u used at this is one of the most worthless errors ever. What does it mean? It means that you can't have slashes this way. And so change all of these slashes. You can do them manually, you can do the fast find and replace method. Either way is going to work. But you need to get this updated here. Now, once you've done that, you should be able to highlight these 4 lines of code, hit run, and get no big red or other error items that pop up. You shouldn't see something about pathway not found. If you're seeing those, something's happened with this line right here so that it's not working. So those are the steps we need to take there. Now, really quickly, if you have decided that you want to use POSIT instead, then we're going to have a screen that looks more like this when you get it started up. Yours may say, unnamed project, something along those lines, but I'm going to open up this file here, and now we'll see, okay, POSIT Cloud. It may take an eternity, it feels like an eternity to get started, but something along these lines. Now, once it gets started up, we need to do the same things that we did over on the other side, that were done if you have R on your own machine. Except the one big item that you need to do is you need to upload these files to POSIT. Now, when you do that, keep an eye on this line right here. It should say cloud/project. If it says something different, you're going to have to type something different later. But then what you need to do is choose File. You're going to navigate to where you have those files. So I may come in here and say, all right, that was my Excel file. Figure out where it is, upload it up, and then you should see that ncha-da-da-da-da-da, it'll get cut off, and you should see intro.r once you've uploaded both of them. Once you have this done, open up intro.r. Now, once again, you'll need to highlight this line of code and run it. The other big thing is, once again, that data directory line. Now, for POSIT, this is where I said check that line when you're uploading things, because what are we going to put? Well, notice that when we went to upload, we saw /cloud/project. That's what we need to have here and on your own machine. Make sure that they're in quotes. And so that's what we need to have in here. And if you do those in these cases, now we can once again highlight run, and we should get the same result. Now, those are the main setups. Now, the last item I want to go over is, what do I actually have to do for this? Now, for this assignment and for all future assignments, well, for future assignments, you're going to have another data directory line. Once you download the new code file for the new assignments, you're going to copy this line from the intro, and you're going to paste over it in your own. And I also want to just throw in a quick thing here. Please don't just copy and paste this in here. This is specific to my computer. Your directory's going to be different. So don't expect it to look like this unless you're on POSIT, in which case it may look like this one did here. Okay, so once we get that, we have questions here. Each week I'm going to give you some sort of an example, and the code should run all on its own. But what you're going to need to do for the most part is you can run that code and see how things work. See the description I give, answer certain questions, but then you're going to need to make small changes. So for this week, we have questions say how many rows and columns are there in the data. Well, if we come down here, past those first things, we're going to find that we have a line here that says find the number of rows and number of columns. And I've given you that code here. nRow, ncol. These are some basic functions we use in R, and we pass in this ncha. What's that? That's what we did up here. When we read in this data, R is holding it in a name called ncha. Why ncha? Because it's short, and we like things that are short and easy to type in. Now the next few lines, we want to access a specific location. Okay, what's that? Oh, what is the value in the 100th row and 52nd column? Now notice, what do I have? ncha, square brackets, and I give you a little bit of a hint for this up here, 152. So if we run this line of code, and we can run these other up here to find our number of rows and number of columns, but if we run this line here, this means that in the 100th row and 52nd column, the value is 4. Now what you're asked to do, and the goal of these assignments, you need to change this. You need to find the value in the 150th row and 53rd column. So make changes to this. Now you can copy this and create a copy here that you can change, or you can change it directly here. I typically prefer to make a copy so that I have everything that was originally done, but it's up to you. So that's one question. The next one is, what's the breakdown or the count of each possible value in the variable rsex? And so what do we see down here? Table. This function is going to tabulate. It's going to go into ncha and see this $sign is going to allow us to access a specific variable. That variable is rsex. And so if we run this, we get the breakdown. Oh, there's 400, 268, 8, 22. This is the breakdown. You are asked to do the same thing, but now instead of the variable being rsex, you need to do it for N3Q1. All right, and then our final one. Now, this one has a few steps. I've done the first couple for you. Save the value of N3Q6 as X and the value of N3Q7 is Y. Well, I say X equals this here, Y equals this here. As a note for R, any assignments, these equal signs are always going to put values in things on the left. Now what I'm doing is I'm making a copy. I'm making a copy and calling it X and Y so that I can do things with them. That first thing is I'm going to add them together, X plus Y, and I'm going to save it as another variable name. So I do Z. I called it Z. You can call it anything you want. I called it Z, and I said X plus Y. So I'm going to run these lines of code, and we now have a variable Z. You could just look at it if you wanted, and if you really wanted to, you could come in and you could find the 10th. 1, 2, 3, I don't want to count that far. So instead what we can do for a variable like this is once again use square brackets, and I'm going to do Z sub 10. Looks like the value is 240. You are asked then to instead multiply them, and notice here, this is an asterisk. So we're going to use X times Y, save it as a new variable name, and you need to find the 11th value. So instead of X plus Y, Z equals X plus Y and Z sub 10, come up with something new that's X times Y and find the 11th element. Last item, we're going to test some values. I want to test the 100th value of X to see if it's equal or equivalent to the 200th value of Y. That's X sub 100, 100th element, and Y sub 100 or 200, but notice that there are two equal signs between them. Once again, then you need to make the update and find the value of the 150th and 250th. And that is our first assignment, and hopefully a little bit of help to get you started in R. Once again, going forward, for each future assignment, they're going to follow a similar process. There are going to be code files with examples for you. What you need to be aware of is this data directory line. You need to be able to copy this from intro and paste it over in any future assignments. All right, hopefully that's helpful. Good luck, and let's have a great semester.